Finnair, the Platinum Wing, and the new AirLounge seat. Let's go. Oh, and there's a sauna in the lounge too. I'm starting my journey at Helsinki airport, where I can make use of the priority check-in desks for Finnair Platinum and oneworld Emerald members. Past security, I made my way to the non-Schengen Finnair lounges, which can be found near gate 52. Last time I visited, the Platinum Wing was still closed, so I'm happy to be able to visit it today. This is technically a first-class lounge, even though Finnair doesn't offer a first-class seat on board. This means having a business class ticket won't get you in. You must have top-tier oneworld Emerald status to gain access. If you want to see what the standard business class lounge looks like, I'll leave a link below to my other video. The first thing you see as you enter the lounge is this very stylish 360-degree cocktail bar. But before I indulged, I made use of the locker room right by the entrance to store my bag while I was in the lounge. Just past the bar is the dining area with 2 or 4 seater tables. The buffet area ahead has a selection of hot food and cold food, with fruit and other sweet snacks available on the circular island. For me, however, I sat down and ordered from the a la carte menu. It wouldn't be right to start without a glass of champagne, served in this classy looking Itala glassware. And to eat, something I've never tried before, reindeer burger. It's served with cheese, pickled onions and cabbage, which I really enjoyed, although the fries were just okay. Once I finished up, I ventured further into the lounge to find this quiet, cozy room with a bunch of different seating. Comfortable sofas, individual armchairs, and lazy chairs with footstools overlooking the ramp from a distance. I got settled in to let my food digest for a bit and enjoyed some rocky roads on the side. There's still more of the lounge to explore though. Before I head to the sauna, there's a few other things like this phone booth in the quiet room, plenty of private individual pod seating alongside the dining room, each with European and USB-A charging, and even more seating tucked away behind the bar area. Down this corridor, near the lounge entrance, are the toilets, which were clean and had hand towels, which I always appreciate. There's a set of shower rooms which can be reserved by using the touchscreen outside. Inside is a sink, toilet, and of course, a rainfall shower. But in my opinion, the coolest feature in this lounge is the sauna room. There's a small changing room just before with lockers, towels, and slippers provided. In the shared area, there's the sauna room furnished in dark wood with the water bucket and ladle. Outside is the cooling room with padded seating and an ice bucket with water and other soft drinks to cool down after your session. Back in the changing room, there's another set of showers to wash off once you're done. With not long left before boarding, I finished up my time here with a Nordic martini from the cocktail bar. Boarding for my flight was at gate 44 today, where I made use of the separate priority boarding queue for business and status passengers, and went towards the A330-300 we were flying on today. Once on board, the cabin crew directed me to my seat to the left and into the new AirLounge cabin. I'm sitting at the very front of the plane today in seat 1L, and the first thing I notice is how spacious the seat is. For those that don't know, Finnair's new business class seat doesn't recline, so without all the extra mechanisms, you get a bunch of space back. And if you're wondering how you sleep if you can't recline, I'll show you how that works later in the video. For now, I got settled into my seat and was offered a pre-departure glass of champagne. Cheers. The menu followed not long after. It's nice to see the physical menus have made a return since the last time I flew Finnair last year. As the crew took my order, they offered me a top-up, and it wouldn't be a Finnair flight without their signature blueberry juice, so I got one of those too. A couple things I noticed as the remaining passengers were boarding was how private the seat felt with the high walls. You couldn't see anyone else when seated. And how quiet the cabin was. The heavy use of fabrics on the seat dampened a lot of noise, more than you'd expect. It was time to get moving, so I put on the 3-point seatbelt before we made our way down the runway and into the Nordic skies. After takeoff, the crew passed through the cabin with a hot scented towel to freshen up and a small bowl of mixed nuts with another glass of champagne to get things started. As I waited for dinner to heat up, I want to show a small touch which I really appreciate in Finnair's IFE. This flight timeline shows when meals will be served and the cabin dimmed. The time zones for your origin and destination are shown above and below respectively, which is super useful. Although today, Finland was in daylight savings, so the time zone was the same as Qatar. Food was ready and my table was set. The selection of cold plates is fixed with 2 small plates of chicken terrine with tarragon mayonnaise and pickled red onion, served alongside green pea puree with mustard potato salad and pickled red onion. There was a choice of 1 of 3 warm plates and I opted for the butter chicken with basmati rice and black lentil dal. All of this is served with a slice of bread and butter. The starters and the main dish all tasted great and I managed to clean up the plates in preparation for the next course. For dessert, cheese is available, but I skipped this today and went straight for one of the 2 sweet options, the forest berry cake. The crew suggested I pair this with cognac, and who would I be to disagree? I enjoyed both of these, and with that, the meal service was over. Time to visit the toilets. There are 2 toilets at the front of the cabin on the A330. These are about as standard as it gets, nothing special here, apart from some extra hand soap and lotion added for business class. Back at my seat, let's check out what's in the Amenity kit. The kit is Merry Mecco branded and comes in a few different styles. Inside, there's a set of earplugs, an eye mask, and this Flying Essentials box, which contains lip balm and facial cream. There should also be toothpaste and a bamboo toothbrush in here, but it seems to be missing in mine. Nothing the crew weren't able to sort out for me. Now, let's have a quick look at the seat features. Straight ahead is the 18-inch IFE screen, which was very responsive and appeared to have a decent catalogue of movies. On the inner side is a small storage area with the remote, headphone port, and USB-A and C charging. A small adjustable reading light just above. A bigger storage area with the literature and a provided water bottle. International power socket just below that. Dual air nozzles above. And now, the minimal set of seat controls. You have buttons for lighting, do not disturb, and for releasing the tray table. The tray table can also be moved forward slightly, which is useful if you need to go to the toilet while eating. Finnair provides 2 pillows, which you can arrange as you see fit to get comfortable in any number of positions. And now, for sleeping, how does it work? Well, you press this button, which operates the only mechanical piece of the seat, to lift this padded section up, and then lift the remaining bit with this lever, and that's it. The surface area is fairly large and allows you plenty of space to move around. The cubbyhole is slightly deeper but narrower in row 1 compared to the other seats, which are shallower but wider. A mattress topper and blanket are provided, and as you can see, there's a decent amount of space to move around in for business class. There's a separate seatbelt which can be fastened specifically for when you're in the sleeping position, which is a nice touch and feels more comfortable than the usual seatbelt arrangement. I did a tiny bit of work until the sun set, and once it was dark, I got comfortable and got a quick hour or 2 of sleep in. After my brief nap, I woke up as we were approaching Doha. The cabin crew passed through with another hot towel and a pre-landing snack, a cream cheese bagel. It didn't seem very business class to have this served plastic wrapped, but it tasted fine, if not a bit dry. And of course, while I still had the chance, I snuck in one last glass of champagne before landing. For detox purposes, I also had one last glass of Finnair's signature blueberry juice, alongside a small chocolate handed out by the crew. As we landed and joined the other Finnair planes on the ground in Doha, now's a good time to talk about what this cost me. I booked this flight via British Airways using a partner redemption on Finnair for 38,750 Avios and £27.10 in taxes. Overall, I really enjoyed this flight. I was a bit skeptical about how comfortable the no-recline seat would be, but personally, I loved it. The seat is surprisingly spacious, and the cushions meant I could adjust into whatever position I found comfortable. It worked really well for me. This product is miles ahead of their previous seat, which I've previously reviewed, and I can't wait for Finnair to roll this out to their entire fleet. Let me know what you think of the no-recline concept in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time.